Alright guys, so on this video we're going to go over the T28 Challenge Meal Plan and the Macronutrient Calculator. So we're going to show you in this video how much fat, how much protein, how much carbohydrate you should be getting every single day for fat loss, and how to easily get that with minimal food prep and make it super easy every single day over the course of the 28 days. So here is the T28 Meal Plan. So for breakfast and lunch, we're going to be consuming a T28 smoothie. Now what the T28 smoothie consists of is, for women, it's going to be 1 scoop, and men 1.5 scoops of grass-fed whey protein. Then we're going to go ahead and add a 1/2 scoop of Max Greens. We're going to add 1 tablespoon of coconut or MCT oil. And then for women, 8 ounces, and men 12 ounces of unsweetened coconut milk. So we're going to be consuming that for breakfast and for lunch. Now for your snacks, we're going to have raw nuts or raw vegetables, berries or Granny Smith apples, or a Perfect Bar, which I feel is a great snack on the go. And so a lot of times people ask me, well, how much raw nuts, how much raw vegetables, how much berries or Granny Smith apples? Basically, when you're talking about nuts, whatever can fit into your hand. With berries, the same thing applies. A medium-sized Granny Smith apple and a Perfect Bar comes in, obviously, 1 serving. Now for dinner, we're going to be consuming a quality source of protein and unlimited vegetables. Now, here's what you're going to need to order for the T28 Challenge. For men, you're going to need to order 4 containers of grass-fed whey protein, and then 1 container of the Max Greens. Women, you're going to have 3 containers of the grass-fed whey protein and 1 container of the Max Greens. Now at the grocery store, you can obviously go and get your unsweetened coconut milk, which is what I prefer, with no sugar added. And then you can go to a health food store, or you can order online at Amazon. My favorite go-to is Viva Naturals Organic MCT oil. You'll need all of this for the 28 days, and this is going to consist of your breakfast and your lunch. Now, there's also some fat loss enhancing supplements that are great, and when you look at the research, you're going to notice that people who do have a higher amount of body fat or stress are absolutely going to benefit from these supplements. Number 1, vitamin D. Now, most people are woefully deficient in vitamin D, and research actually shows that the more fat you actually have, the more there's a need for vitamin D in order to burn fat. So vitamin D actually helps with the hormone called adiponectin, which is the fat burning hormone. Now, optimal omega. Now we want to make sure that we're getting high optimal doses of omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3 fatty acids are great for inflammation, and when you're going to be doing some of these workouts, it's a great idea in order to start getting more anti-inflammatory fat into your system. And then finally, Max Fit. Now, Max Fit contains what's known as ashwagandha, and ashwagandha helps to lower cortisol levels inside of your body. And when there's high levels of cortisol, it actually puts you into fat building mode. This is where we start to get fat around the midsection. In ladies, we tend to get this in the butt and the thighs. It's one of the main drivers, cortisol, of cellulite. So here's what I recommend. Start taking 5,000 IUs of vitamin D3 every single day, which would be 1 of the vitamin D3 and the probiotics. Ladies, at least 2 to 3 optimal omega every single day, and men anywhere from 3 to 4 of the optimal omega in order to get those higher amounts of omega-3 fatty acids. And then Max Fit. It's important when you're consuming the Max Fit that you take 1 Max Fit about 30 minutes prior to eating on an empty stomach. So that's been found to actually benefit and lower those cortisol levels down, and also to help with glucose sensitivity. Really important when you're training your body to become an efficient fat burner. So for the Max Fit, you're going to take 1 of those about 30 minutes prior to any kind of food. Now, let's go over the Macronutrient Calculator. All right, so this is the T28 Macronutrient Calculator, and without having to do any kind of math, This is the easiest way in order to determine how much carbohydrate, how much fat, and how much protein you should be consuming every single day. And we've also figured this out, that when you're consuming the T28 smoothies for breakfast and lunch, how much fat, carbohydrates, and protein you should be consuming with your snacks and at dinner. So when you go to the Macronutrient Calculator, the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to enter in your body weight. So let's say this person weighs 200 pounds. Now you're going to calculate what your body fat percentage is. Now, calculating body fat percentage, you can use a couple of different tools. If you can use an inexpensive handheld one, while that's not going to be the most accurate, when doing pre and post measurements, if you're using the same tool, this will give you a pretty accurate determination as far as what your body fat is and how much fat you're actually losing. So let's say you go ahead and you calculate your body fat percentage, and let's say the body fat percentage is at 20%. Now on this tool, it's automatically going to do all of the math for you, so the only thing you have to enter is your body weight and your body fat percentage. So you'll see here, weighing 200 pounds, having 20% body fat, you'll see that your total fat mass is 40 pounds, so that's how much actual fat you have in the body, with your remaining total lean body mass, and this would be water, organs, skeletal muscle, bones. That would make up your total lean body mass of 160 pounds. Now from that, the recommended daily carbohydrates per day would be 120 grams of carbs, 120 grams of protein, and 106 grams of fat every single day. Now as you scroll down, if you're a male, this is going to be the recommended carbohydrates for your 2 snacks and for your dinner at night if you're consuming 2 T28 smoothies for breakfast and lunch. So if you're consuming those smoothies, 99 grams of carbs, 58 grams of protein, and 57 grams of fat. So this will help you to figure out kind of how much protein you should have as far as your lean, healthy sources of protein, and also your sources of carbohydrate in the form of vegetables. Now females, if you're doing the same thing and you had the same measurements, it would be 101 grams of carbohydrates, 78 grams of protein, and 64 grams of fat for your snacks and for your dinner. Now, make sure that you're measuring your food as far as how much fat, how much protein, how much carbohydrate you're consuming at your snacks and at dinner. Make sure that you're measuring this out. And we find that if you don't measure these things out, you tend to overshoot and actually consume too much. So have fun with the calculator, and I hope this helps you make your T28 challenge easy, fun, and enjoyable.